Yes, everybody, Russ in the West End there at third time's a charm. Hope you're safe from wherever you end. Give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a bloody good subscribe. Happy New Year to you, one and all. Hope you had a lovely New Year's. As I said, there was bugger all on the telly as per usual, but it's a new year, new start, 2024. And what a year West Ham have had. When you look back in the calendar year, it's pretty mental, really. You know, the most. What was it I saw the other day? The most wins recorded in a single season, apart from 1980-81 or the 1981 year when we was obviously in essence the championship or the first division then. What was the other one I saw that was mental? Because everyone keeps posting all these pictures up of all these things on Twitter. What was the other one? The most Premier League, this season, most halfway stage points all in the Premier League ever, 33 points. Obviously, the top was 32. Well, it's not that far. It's only one or two difference. Anyway, with the beginning of the year means the beginning of January, which means the return of the Russy Rumour rating. The Russy Rumour rating has returned, and the Russy Rumour roundup returns, and it's live. You can tell I didn't have a drink last night. I'm terribly sprightly. Anyway, let's go through and see what we got. Always have a look. Hope you're well. Happy New Year to West Ham Network crew, Russy B, and the family, indeed, and yourself, Michael. Hope you had fun last night. Stephen, good afternoon to you. Virgil, hope you're well. Happy New Year, you frothy animals. Matt's in the chat. Nice to see you, Surreal. WHU Ryan, hope you're well. Matt's here as well. Barry, hope you are well. My onesie. It was my lucky onesie. I wore it. I wore it for the Arsenal game. It's my onesie. It's because I had to spend some money on the club shop and I couldn't get what I wanted. So I thought, so I got a onesie. And it's quite nice. Bloody hot, though. Champions League finish in 2024. Rush, you heard it for you first. There we go. Lovely. Gary, hope you're well. Good morning to you. Very good morning to you. And Alan, almost good evening to you, sir. Hope you're well. Got my dad that poncho kit. It's not a poncho, it's a onesie. 7 more points and we're safe indeed. Everyone's here. Everyone's having a good old chat with you. No fun for me. Russ was working. Oh, poor man. I want that onesie, says Barry. It was on special when I got it, Mandy, and it fits me. So there we go. It's a onesie. Thought it was the club's poncho. They sell poncho? Suppose they could do if it's raining and you sit in the front row at the Under Stadium. Anyway, we will talk about the Brighton game, Hammer's headlines today, in terms of ins and outs. And as we reported this morning, it does seem that Stainton, according to reports, has agreed the first exit, which will be Tilo Kehrer to potentially Monaco on a loan deal, which I don't really... doesn't... For the narrative that's been portrayed by the club in terms of we need to sell before we buy, we're not selling him, we're loaning him. So we might get a little bit of money for the loan spell. Obviously, we get taken out of the wages. We know, according to FFP, we were on the line for the 80% threshold. And because of all taking out infrastructure and stuff like that, we fell below the 186 we needed to comply. So a little bit strange, but hey ho. I suppose it does get him off the wage bill. Also, it does mean that we've got a space left, so we've got 23-man squad when he goes. But it just seems a bit odd. Yeah, I know. I don't see it's odd that he's going to go because he's probably the only one who's got real value because he's got a contract to 2026. But there seems to be like a dozen clubs after him. And if Monaco is the one that's been chosen for him, maybe I'm just speculating. Maybe we're going to do some work with Monaco. Maybe, I don't know. It just seems a bit weird, when the likes of AC Milan and people like that are looking at him. Fenerbahce also inquiring about him. Rennes, Lyon. There's like half a dozen, like at least 8 or 9 clubs have been after him. It does seem a bit strange, a bit strange. Brighton Mr. Mustard game, big hurdle if we can win to start the bridge the gap for the top 6. Indeed, looks 2 new coming in them. Who knows? Keep, in my opinion, always liked him, just didn't get games. We have no cover for right back apart from Johnson, so why let Tiro go on loan? Please tell me someone wants Granny Dings. Maybe it's his name for fun. That's the only thing I can think of. But that's one area we don't need to put bodies in. Really, at the moment, we're over sort of subscribed in the midfield. I'd say in the central midfield bit. Yeah, just it's a bit strange. Sancho from United gives me well. I think there could be something done there. I think, to be honest, seems odd. I thought he'd want to go back to Germany with Monaco, very Monaco indeed. Well, it is Monaco. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? Or can cover both positions. Very weird. Anyway, let's talk about some Ings. Let's talk about Ings, not Danny Ings, unfortunately, or Granny Ings. Now, for anyone new, the Russy Rumour rating, well, it was highly regarded. So basically, what we do is I scour all the transfer rumours for you, so you don't have to, basically, because I'm nice like that. So some of these are going to be rumours and sort of latest updates of what we've seen on what's been on the newspapers and things like that. So there we go. Let's go for a few more comments. We'll crack on. Is Tim going to implement youth policy? A promotion to full free the home quota or buy homegrown from our oldies or homegrown mostly? They are and aren't. I mean, you've got to think the likes of Bonner, Fabianski, I mean, he's here for another year. Cresses, Fornal Zane, Ben Ramway. We've got a lot of, I'd say, foreign-based players. I thought always that could do a job at DM, but Webley, he hasn't done that, has he? So you think, yeah, he could do a job, but Moyes has never employed him in that position. We haven't got an enforcer. Yep, I totally agree. Any truth for Sancho links, or is it just wishful thinking? I think it could be. I think I could see it. Not today, but it's not in today's roundup. But I could see potentially that could be a good move for both. As you said, a bit Lingard-esque. So look, let's see what goes on. Right, let's start. Let's start with Jonathan Tah, shall we? Jonathan Tah, very interesting one. Now, obviously, with the Tilo Kehrer moving, does make us very light in the centre half positions. It's not been confirmed yet, but if he does go, it does make us very light in the centre halves. And Jonathan Tah is someone we've proverbially been linked with throughout, well, the last 2 or 3 transfer windows at least. And it seems that rumour is not going away, particularly now with Tim Stein, obviously, by Leverkusen. It's interesting to see what we're looking at. Clearly, centre half is the position we're going to be identifying in the January transfer window. 1, if not 2, I'd suggest, maybe even more if maybe the likes of Ged moves on potentially. But Jonathan Tah is someone that Moyes likes. He's determined to bring. I mean, Steinden's in charge of transfers, but he's got to make sure that Moyes likes him, otherwise he won't play, will he? He's determined to bring the German international in January, apparently. Now, according to several reports, he's someone who's been heavily linked for a move to West Ham for a while now. He's been capped by Germany 21 times, and he's recently admitted that he'll be open to leaving by Leverkusen. He's 6'5". He's physically ready for the Premier League, 27, and it seems he's a big fan of Moyes. Is a big fan of him. He has vast experience playing at a very high level. Would add a real level of sort of authority and composure, I think, to our defending. But it's whether Leverkusen will be willing to let him go midway through an actual season. They're doing very well under Xabi Alonso. So would they want to get rid of one of their stars centre halves? That's the thing. I don't think they would. Now, apparently, it's believed that Moyes has actually personally gone over to Germany to watch Tah in action. That's how much of a hard on he has for him, in all honesty. So yeah, I mean, the Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, I've given him I've given him a 5 out of 10. The reason a 5 out of 10 is because I don't think Leverkusen will want to do business midway through the season, and that's the trouble with the January transfer window. It's trying to find the players who are good enough to add to our squad, but are also somewhat surplus to requirements by the preceding club. And it does take 2 to transfer. And I've always said that. It takes 2 to transfer, particularly our players. We want to, Ben Reimer might want to go. Tilo Kehrer might want to go. Fornals might want to go. Kressel might want to go. But unless someone comes in for him, they ain't going. And that's the issue. Just seen the Sancho stuff. Why do we need non-players from the likes of United who are struggling? Dale, I think he could offer us something, particularly on the left-hand side. Any mileage on Etiquette? We're going to talk about that. Old Hugo. I reckon Mavropanos could be a CDM backup. Thing is, Ryan, he never does it. He'll never play it. Again's a left backup, but he doesn't do it. As much as he would loves versatility in players, he doesn't play some players in the versatile positions they can play. This guy Kudus is available for the Brighton game, correct? We haven't had any confirmation either way. The likelihood is he isn't going to be, I thought, because well, originally they were meant to be playing the game on. They're meant to be having the team meet up on the 31st. That's been postponed to the 2nd, but I don't think he will be. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be. I can't see it, to be honest. To be perfectly fair, it would be nice if we did get him, but just can't see it, mate. Can't see it, to be honest. Anyway, so Kudus gets my first rating of the year, 5 out of 10. I'd have Goose, but Kira can play CDM. He can, but he won't. But he won't get him. He won't play in that position. That's the thing. We all think he could do, but no. Can't blame Kieran wanting to leave. Totally agree. Particularly the Euro year as well. The Euros being in Germany, so it makes perfect sense. Right, let's move on like Donkey Kong. Let's talk about Dan Axel Zagadou. He's another player we've identified as potentially coming, apparently. He's among several players drawing interest on Moyes' side ahead of the transfer window. And he's currently playing at Stuttgart. We were linked to him in the summer when he was out of contract at Borussia Dortmund, and he went on a free to Stuttgart. He's 24. He's 6'6", and an absolute beast of a man. He's played 16 appearances in the Bundesliga so far, and that's been enough to keep West Ham's interest in him. As you said, we have the name already for me, Zagadou. For me, if I was having Tar or Zagadou, I'd take Zagadou more. Stuttgart having a good season, but maybe not as good as someone like as much as by Leverkusen. But Zagadou has a great, he's 24, he's younger, he's pacier, maybe slightly more injury prone. That's the only thing. He's sort of a bit like a modern day, not modern day, but like a younger version of Kurt Zouma. But again, will Stuttgart didn't want to do any deals midway through the season for one of their key signings? As I said, he pretty much played every game for in the Bundesliga this year for Stuttgart. Obviously, we've got an open line of communication because of Mavropanos. So who knows? Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, has given this one another 5 out of 10. Just because it's just for me, I'm just a bit anxious about clubs wanting to do business midway through the season. Any minds you want to going as it's probably close over, and we'd add to. We're going to talk about homegrown signings in a minute, Ken. Actually, the Ronnie Edwards one's gone a bit quiet, but we'll see what else. Seems forever ago you've done what? Wait, it was 6 months ago, wasn't it? 4 or 5 months ago. If we are to get players in, we need to get ones who don't need the old Moyes 6 months settling in period. You're totally right. Rashford on loan? I don't think so. Can't see that one happen, mate, to be honest. Sancho on loan, I can see, but not Rashford. Right. Who's next? You'll cry. Let's have a quick look. Who's next on the old Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating? It's Joe Worrell. Joe bloody Worrell. Now, homegrown, tick. Centre half, tick. Premier League experience, tick. He's been linked, according to reports in the London Evening Standard, he is heavily linked to a move to West Ham. He's sort of fallen out of favour a little bit since Espirito Santos has taken over at Nottingham Forest. And he's apparently a key target for us in the January transfer window. For me, now I know it's not the most exciting, but neither was Craig bloody Dawson. And he has a lot of Craig Dawson-esque personalities about him. And I think it's someone that it's a trait which we definitely have missed out on. That sort of die on the sword type thing that Craig Dawson would do. Joe Worrell has got that. He's got that. He's been a one-man club, obviously, Forest all his life, from kid upwards, so it'd be a buy-in to go, but he's not getting game time. I think he would be a very shrewd buy. Now, a lot of people don't like it. Quality, no tick, indeed. No thanks to Steve. Another captain, leader. That's what I'm trying to say, Ryan. I think we missed that sometimes. We missed that ability to have someone who's just gonna go fuck it and just go in for it. And I think that it could be a shrewd business, bit of business for West Ham. Leader, hard, won't complain, bulldog spirit. That's what I mean, Ken. That's why I could see this happens. Just curious, why are we looking at so many centre halves? Is this to cover a get exit? Yes, possibly. possibly, but also exit during this AFCONs as well. But also you got to think Oggy, he's 37. Zoomer's always gets injured occasionally. In fact, we've probably only got one fit centre half at the moment, really, haven't we? Rough Diamond maybe on loan, possibly. The fact is, because we're so much higher up the league than Forest, they may do us a loan signing. Who knows? Particularly if they're trying to sort of FFP themselves. Russy B, 6 out of 10. I can see this one's having legs. This one having legs, but we'll see. Yeah, good player for squad rotation indeed. You got to think, if you need someone to come and shore up the defence, he would do it. I think it would be a good signing. I think he would be a good signing. I really do. Right, who's next? We're going to rattle through these. Next, Charlie Hughes. Wigan's Charlie Hughes. West Ham have stated an interest apparently in Charlie Hughes. According to The Sun, it's reported that the Hammers have been tracking the progress of the 20-year-old defender and could well be set to place a bid during the January transfer window. Obviously, we're looking for fresh blood. He has started 22 of Wigan's 24 league games this season. And obviously, the ambition to start games will not change if Wigan are to cash in on his potential. But, I think minutes will be hard to come by at West Ham. Possibly he would be a backup centre half for us. So far he's made 52 appearances for Wigan since becoming an academy graduate in 2021, scoring 3 goals. Been very impressive. Ipswich are also interested in him, and obviously Ipswich are flying in the Championship, so could possibly happen. Maybe. Anyone but Benny. Probably 4 now, as Michael, as I haven't talked to him. Not going to happen halfway through the season. Not Forest will not let him go. It's not getting game time, mate. Not getting game time, Dave. So that's the issue for me. Is he's not the issue, but the potential for me, because he's not getting any game time. Shame it hasn't worked out for Benny. Seems like a top bloke. These aren't not exactly world class players, but I think Huge. I don't think every player that comes in is going to be world class. And that's what we have to, for me, we don't bring, Edson Alvarez, no one really knew about him. Mavropanos, no one really knew about. Kudus, we knew about him once we found out who he was. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of these players are going to be under the radar. Someone like I'm going to be linked with Ronnie Edwards and Charlie Hughes, and obviously Ronnie Edwards at Peterborough. That's what I'm saying. These guys are going to be under the radar, and that's what Tim Steindon does. You look. I mean, when he was at Werder Bremen, he got Kevin De Bruyne on loan from Chelsea. No one had heard of Kevin De Bruyne. So, but in 10 years' time, everyone knew about Kevin De Bruyne. And I think that's the thing. You're going to get a lot of these players who we're not going to. A lot of these guys who I've been linked with today, going through, are not going to be world-class players, but they're going to be good players who could become world-class. And that's what we're moving towards now. Should have a look at the posh strikers. And now they go. He's indeed very good player, Charlie. He's not right, Charlie. Hey, very good. Buy him and leave him for Wigan for the rest of the year. We don't need world-class players. We need happy squad players. I think we do. I think we need. Our 1 to 11 is very good. Our 1 to 12 is very good. Maybe 1 to 13, but below that, it just seemed that we've got a lot of dead wood, and so I think we need. That's the idea of moving out and bringing it in. So we'll see. We need 1 or 2 Jeff Pike players. Indeed, Peter. Russy Budden, the Russy Rumour rating gives it a 6 out of 10. Could see this one happening. Who's next? Let's talk about strikers. Aiko Adams, the Montpellier striker, we've been linked with heavily as a target. News reports claims that the 23-year-old has attracted attention from the London club, but a deal could be difficult to complete. He's been impressive. He's currently scored 7 goals so far in League 1, and he's 23. He's the type of striker that would, again, go under the radar slightly. He's young, but he's very talented. There's no doubt a move to the Premier League would be a very tempting option for him, but he's still quite young. But regular football in Europe, in a European side, in terms of England, in terms of the Premier League, could accelerate his development and help him fulfill. He's got a lot of potential, and maybe he's not going to meet that at Montpellier potentially. But are Montpellier going to sell one of their star strikers midway through a season? Probably not. And that's the issue. Players have to fit the philosophy, not to be world-class, have to fit a puzzle, indeed. guessing Gracie. We're going to talk about him in a minute, actually. Who's the next battle? Davis. I can't see us getting anything for any of the Ipswich players. So close to being potentially promoted, in all honesty. Listen to Gary. Listen to Gary. It makes a lot of sense. Don't forget to give me a like. Profile-wise, I think he does suit what we're looking for. If we do get a striker, I don't think we're going to be spending a lot of money on him, or we'll get him on loan. And I mean, as a type of player who would do well for West Ham, he would do. But I just don't think, unless it's a very lucrative package, that we're going to get him. But you never know. You never know. The Russy Rumour rating is not high. It's 4 out of 10, and it's because of the same reason. In terms of, are we going to really get a player in who's going to midway through the season performing very well for Montpellier? Let's talk about Joshua Zirkzee. Now, apparently, again, according to the Daily Mail, West Ham are interested in making a January move for the Bologna forward as we look to bolster our attacking options. The newspaper reported yesterday that Joshua is among several transfers for the East London club, and the striker is something we're looking at. Apparently, he's emerged as one of the names in contention after a very impressive season so far for Bologna. He moved from Bayern Munich to Bologna 18 months ago, isn't it? Last summer. And has since played 41 times for the Italian club, scoring 10 goals and 4 assists so far this season, 7 goals in 18 games for Bologna. He had a relatively disappointing first season in Italy, but he seems to have found his feet and found some consistency. And Bologna themselves are flying in the league. They're currently 5th in Serie A, and they've got results against Inter Milan, Roma, Napoli, and Juventus already this season. Again, this is a similar thing, given his form, the success of the team, we'd have to come up with a high price tag to get him. And I just don't think the forward position is something we're going to be spending a lot of money on. I just can't see it. Although we want it, we all want it, I can't see it. Because, we've got so much moving around, I just can't see things happening. Too slow for the Prem. Poor man's Kudus, who Tim will be tapping up now for the summer, maybe cut of loans for Jan. That's what I think is more likely to happen. Kudus will be at the AFCONs. He will be. Houston won't let him play for us, despite being a former West Ham player, but also he's a former Brighton manager in it, so he still has probably allegiances to Brighton as well. So, he'd rather. So it's in a double-edged sword, isn't it? But he doesn't want his star man to be injured. Speaking of signings, what are the odds that Moyes out will get a contract? Not this. I don't think in January. I think at the end of the summer if he's going to get a contract, personally, but we'll see. Zirkzee, I think potentially 50-50. Again, it's we knew at the end of the summer transfer window. Don't forget, Tim went out to Brazil, didn't he, to try and get Marcos Leonardo, who we've also been linked to. I mean, Santos got relegated, so that could be a potential. But I think with this newfound sort of fluid formation, I can't see us spending money on a forward. I just can't. Now, it may well completely change. We don't know what's going on sometimes at West Ham, but I just think, yeah. And if you look at Garassi as well, it's been reported that it's going to be 1 in, 1 out. It's going to be Ben Rama out, and they're going to bring Garassi in. It'd be roughly about £15 million on the transfer release clause he has for this winter period. But again, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, Grace's got 17 goals in 14 Bundesliga appearances so far this season. I don't know. What's happened to those Brazilians? Well, it was only one really in Marcos Leonardo. We'll definitely do a deal if he keeps it in the Premier table. I think if he has to finish in the top 6, top 7, there'll be a KPI he has to hit, I reckon. I can't see us buying a striker, maybe a winger, possible conversion striker. Yep, be interested to see the team that plays against Bristol City. It will be. Right, let's go and talk about some. We don't need a tradition number 9. We just need firepower who can interchange positions on attack. And I think this next guy can do it. I think Hugo can do it. Hugo Ekitike. I think this is the most likely to happen out of all the forwards we've been linked with. Partly also because he plays on the left side as well as being a centre forward. He's a name we've been constantly linked with. I mean, I think it's fair to say the former Rennes striker hasn't had a fair crack at the whip since he moved to PSG, and the French side apparently have seen enough to decide him to let him go out on loan. It seems that they might be willing to let him out on loan with an option to buy, according to various sources. I mean, he's 6'2", good positioning, good finisher, can dribble, but also defensively puts a shift in as well. He might not be pulling off a 50-yard pass that Simon Paqueta does, but he does well around goal scoring opportunities. And as an option off the bench, as an option to give Bowen a rest, or to give Paqueta a rest, or Kudus a rest when everyone's fit, I reckon this one's got real legs. He doesn't mind getting stuck in as well, he'll fight for the ball. As I said, if we did a little thing yesterday, apologies, it was very fast. In my All You Need to Know, I didn't, until I read it, I was like, yeah, far too fast. You see some of his key attributes are defensive work as well, and Moyes will like that. And I think loan to buy is something which could do it. The board will have talks with Moyes to keep the rest. Happy New Year, Andrew, hope you're well. Mo, hope you're well. I'm not missing your comments, but there's so many of them. I want Hugo. He looks mustard. Would need time to settle as he has played hardly any games. Can Hugo dance through? If he can't, I don't want him. Craps goal celebrations. Left-sided Kudus plays mostly for the wide. He can. Most of the games has been as a centre forward, but he has played on the wide left as well. And I just think in the way we're playing, I think he could. I think he could. Maybe not as a centre forward, but definitely as the left sided. If it means also moving someone like, Paqueta more centrally, that makes perfect sense to me. We got 8 out of 10. Reminds me a bit of Freddie Canute. Yeah, great shout. Great shout. Real legs are better than false legs. They are indeed. I've actually given him a 7 out of 10, which is high for me at the moment in the 1st of January. Who's next? Now, this one is the stupid one. That's not going to happen. We always have a silly one at the beginning of the transfer window. West Ham apparently lined up a shock move to sign Real Madrid winger Brahim Diaz. And according to reports, we face competition from likes of Newcastle, Villa, and AC Milan, according to news reports. Real Madrid exclusivo. Apparently, Real Madrid want £52 million for him. That's not going to happen. For us, the 24-year-old, he's obviously a fantastic player. Great left foot. He's good as good of his left as he is on his right. Very much a bit like a young Santi Cazorla. He's so far bagged 4 goals and 2 assists in 17 games for Real Madrid this season, but he's only played 665 minutes. Obviously, he can play both wings. Technically excellent. This for me, this could be on the back step. If someone like Man City came in for Paqueta, then someone like Diaz would be a decent replacement in my perception. He's 24. They want 50 odd million quid for him. We would have that if we was to sell someone like Paqueta. If we did, I'm not saying we're going to, but if we did. He's not getting much game time under Ancelotti. Ancelotti's also now signed a new contract. Now it's 2026, I think. So it might mean that he might want to move on. I mean, I'd love him. I think he's a fantastic player. But unless we sell a big one, he won't come in. That's the way I see it. Everyone talking about Ivan Toney. Would anyone take him? He's a good player, but yeah, don't think we'd get him. I don't think he'd want to come to us. They'd want a lot of money, too much money, I think, than we'd want to. Well, you go straight in, not need 6 months, indeed. Yeah, who knows? We will never get Diaz. I don't think we ever will. That's why I give him a 3 out of 10. But as we reported, and all we do is we report what's been reported. This is a guy I think has got legs, real legs. Reiss Nelson. Apparently, Arsenal are open to loaning out him, and the lines of communication, obviously, West Ham are still established between us and them following the Declan Rice move. And it seems as though potentially us and the Gunners could strike a deal for the winger in the January transfer window. Earlier this month, we know Moisey admitted he's keen to bring in a left-sided attacker next month or this month, and the answer could come from Arsenal. Evening Standard is saying that this could be a potential with Arsenal open to loaning. It's good news, I think, for a couple of reasons. Good news for meeting the Premier League homegrown criteria as well, because he's obviously being a homegrown player. There's no denying the fact he's lightning quick, left-sided, tricky. He's only made 3 starts all season for Arsenal, one of them being in the league. The Mirror claims that Arsenal are open to loaning him out in the January transfer window. And the report states that the 24-year-old Elephant and Castle born star does want to stay at Emirates and fight for his place, but I'm sure if there was an option to go to a decent Premier League side on loan, he would be looking to that. And he'd be, for our counter-attacking style, he'll be perfect. Him on one wing, Kudus on the other, Bowen up top. Fucking hell, mate. That's a lot of pace. That is a lot of pace, isn't it? Lots of pace. And he could cover as well. Decent would be good. Can you imagine a forward line? Sancho, Bowen, Kudus, or Paqueta? Wow, yeah. Nelson is better than Trossard. Got the tools to be class, needs pitch time. We'll give him that. Steve, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're feeling better. I would take Nelson without a doubt. It was amazing, just didn't get the recognition. I would take Sancho if he was dropped. His wage is still a good play in there. Yeah, Happy New Year, Barani. Hope you're well. Yeah, so for me, I think this one's got legs. Ticks a lot of boxes. 7 out of 10 for me. 7 out of 10. But I think it's going to be fascinating to see the next couple of next week or so. I think that will really determine what we're going to be doing, because we've got to do business quick. The AFCON start. Naif, Kudus, obviously the Brighton game. Looks like Paqueta's out for the Brighton game. We don't know what's happening with Zuma. He should be all right. He had a knock, didn't he, on for the Arsenal game, which meant it was Ogbonna and Mavropanos, but still managed to beat the arse somehow. I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. I think it's going to be really interesting because we've got, we can't hang about. We can't hang about. I think it's difficult. I think it's different when you've got, I think it's going to be interesting to see what players we get bids for as well. Because I think if you get players, so there was talk of City maybe opening up line of communication for Paqueta again. I mean, the fact is, I can't see that happening just yet because we still haven't had the outcome of the investigation. And we probably won't do for a while. So, again, it's like, I can't see that one happening. But if it did, then maybe someone like Diaz coming in, you'd have to replace him with a very, very good player. The Monaco thing still gets me. Monaco and Tilo Kira, I don't really get that. I mean, I'm sure there's method in the madness. Apparently, Tim's was in Monaco sorting the deal out. But if it's only a loan deal, why is he out there? So, it just seems a bit extra. So I think there might be some interesting stuff with Monaco potentially. You never know. Maybe he's out there for France talking to a lot of French players. We've been linked with a lot of French players. A lot of French side have been linked with our players, the likes of Lyon or whatever. And Rennes are looking at, Lyon's looking obviously at Marseille, at Ben Rama. But I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens in the next week or so. And what we'll try and do is bring you as much stuff as we get, as many rumors, all that type of stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. I think we just got over 23,000 subscribers, which is just mental. Absolutely crazy. So thank you very, very much. If you hit the like button now, you'll see it goes, there's a little animation. It's terribly exciting. I think the subscribe button does as well. What we got here? Looking at Fofana. I don't know, because that's one position. I suppose he could do a job, but will Moyes take him out? I just can't see him taking him out. I mean, the one time, we really rated him. We really, really wanted him. And then he joined completely dead. And then we got what's his face, didn't we? Then we got Alvarez, didn't we? So I just don't know. Still using his 20. Yep, listen, it's not good enough. Maybe it's him. There we go. Will Arsenal do Man United on us? Reiss Nelson, because of us drop a form, we could be fighting it out with Arsenal. Yeah. Or maybe, the fact is we've already played, I suppose you've got to play Arsenal again, but, it's like loaning us. I mean, I think Nelson would be a very good player for the way we play. That left-hand side is an area. You can just imagine him and Emerson having an absolute field day together. I noticed that the post-match, indeed. Funny how we ruined their title chance once more, indeed. Wonder who the Gunners will lose to next week. Very good. Rush, you made any resolutions? Nah, just be better. Final would be a regular rotation with Souček. We would want that, but Moyes will not have that, will it? As I said, Souček is now in the top 25 West Ham Premier League goal scorers of all time. He's just taken over. Who's he just taken over? He's taken over Frank Lampard, but I think he's one away from John Hartson or something like that. So he will not, because while he's still scoring goals, Souček is still in that side. Whether we like it or not, he will be. So I can't see us. I mean, for me, the positions I want us to prioritise, I think we need a decent. Well, first and foremost, left-sided winger attacker. We need left-sided winger attacker. Moyes has always said he wants that. Centre half, CDM, replacement reserve type thing. Then maybe left back. Those are the 4 positions I'd like to see us get players in. Centre half, we've been for half a dozen today already. Left sided, I think they'll probably get. I mean, I can see us getting Hugo or Reiss Nelson to do that job. Hugo Ekitike or Reiss Nelson, both on loan. Won't spend any money there. Not any money, so to speak. We'll spend money, but not money, if you know what I mean. CDM, that's an area we definitely need. Sanchez needs to have more baggage wherever he goes. Yep, wild stat. It is. He's 25 goals now. I think he's only a few off the likes of Freddie Canute and people like that. Mental, where is it? I've got it here, top 10. Yeah, he's in the top 10 now. Where is it? Come on, computer. Top 10. Premier League. No, I've missed it. Where is it? Premier League. Where the fuck is it? Yes, obviously Miguel Antonio, and then it's Di Canio, Noble, Cole, Bowen's 5th, Sinclair, Andy Carroll, Canute, Manuel Lanzini, and now it's Tommy Souček. And Souček has got 2 games less. He's got 2 more goals to beat or to equal Lanzini, and he's got 39 games less than him in terms of appearances. Mental. The only player would rotate with Souček would be Fellaini. Russ, we love the show in Cape Town. Former now retiring up the good work. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Priority is left winger, indeed. We'll take Baguette and give you. How kind of you. Do you know who got the most assists in that? Nope. I like Nelson, but I think the Arsenal do business with us. Will be Ekitike, not Nelson, as we're close for Arsenal to help us out. Cornet with 5. Mental. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of the day. For us in the UK, obviously, day off. Back to work tomorrow for some of us. Some of us are already at the work, obviously. Andrew and stuff. Is it Andrew? I can't remember. Someone's back at work already. Anyway, as I said, keep it on the channel. We'll talk about the Brighton game a bit later on. And then we've got the Brighton game tomorrow, haven't we? So take care. Don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.